What you're seeing today at this annual meeting is the very best of this powerful and strategic New Democrat tradition. We are hearing from innovative policymakers, strong emerging leaders, political entrepreneurs, and a path-breaking media campaign, all of which are doing their part in building a better tomorrow. Guided by you, NDN is transforming itself from a Washington-based political action committee into a powerful network community of leaders, providing the nurturing money and support to a whole new generation of ideas, initiatives, and leaders, all with the goal of modernizing progressive politics, building a new and durable Democratic majority, and ultimately fashioning a new and better future for our children.
We are now just shy of spending 15% of our GDP on health care. We're on the way to 18%. We have another set of pressures on employers that lead them to drop coverage or raise the cost of coverage to their employees. It's remarkable how little the healthcare sector has utilized information technology compared to every other sector of the economy in our country. But the problem we face is that the inefficiencies within the healthcare system now are ones that we have to begin addressing through information technology, through better system-wide collection of data, and to try to use it also to enhance health care.
Democrats can and must play on security issues. These are not Republican issues. And if they are, they've made a mess of them. The projection of force is not a security and foreign policy. The projection of force is one tool among many in a security and foreign policy. We are fighting the war on terror, but I don't think any of you would say we are winning the war on terror.
What this really reveals is the intellectual bankruptcy of the administration's policies in Iraq. A good policy badly carried out becomes a bad policy. You could argue that's what happened in Vietnam. It is certainly what's happened in Iraq. President Clinton's 8 years left America stronger and in better shape militarily, politically, and economically around the world than we had come into office. This administration cannot make a similar claim. We are in worse shape today in the world than we were when this administration began. And there is no rationale for it. It's not about 9/11. It's about the way this administration has conducted international affairs.
So when we judge this president on Cuba, let's judge his actions, not pages of rhetoric released shortly before an election. When President Bush was candidate Bush, he said he would enforce the totality of the law. He claimed that he would be different. President Bush has waived Title III of the Libertad Act 6 times since he was elected. It took this administration 3.5 years to write a report that recommends further analysis on whether or not to implement an existing law.
We believe in effective, limited but effective government. We believe in government that believes in itself that it should be fiscally responsible and that fiscal discipline is a prerequisite for any goals and objectives of either a government or a business or an individual, a family, or a community. Something this administration gives a lot of lip service to, but obviously doesn't believe in it. The statistics, the budget speak for themselves. We believe as Democrats that we should expand the middle class, enlarging it and stabilizing it. In this day and age, based on Republican policies, the middle class wakes up every morning and wondering, am I going to be in the middle class or not? It's no way to run a government, no way to build an economy, no way to create hope. We believe in stabilizing forces that stabilize and build confidence in the middle class. So we better get about the business of delivering on our promise of hope and opportunity. That's why we pass laws like No Child Left Behind. Some people, before we even start, want to unravel it, including the President himself, who said he wanted to pass it. And he gave the first blow to it when he cut it short $9 billion. That was a body blow.
To my great friend Simon Rosenberg and to all of you at NDN, I just want to say on behalf of the National Party, thank you. The work that you have all done has been absolutely spectacular, cutting edge. I was in Florida last weekend. We had 350 Hispanic leaders from throughout the country come together for a Hispanic summit to get ourselves ready for the upcoming election. And everybody in that room was talking about the spectacular work that NDN has done.
In November of this year, there will be around 9 million Hispanic voters going to the polls. For this party, communicating directly with this constituency and this community is no longer about doing the right thing. If we want our party to survive and to be a majority party this year and in the next 20 years, this is something we need to do. Either we do this and we make it happen, or we don't do this and we can forget about being a majority party for decades to come.
Let me tell you why it is that I decided to run for the United States Senate. I grew up on a farm that was a small farm, and we grew up poor. We didn't have electricity, and we didn't have telephone out at our ranch until 1981. My grandparents knew how to read and write a little bit because they'd had a couple of years of education. My parents were able to graduate from high school. My native language was and is still Spanish. And yet somehow growing up in those circumstances didn't defy the dream that my parents and grandparents had for their children, and that was that every generation of Americans should be a part of an America that's an America in progress.
A lot of the ideas that have animated both parties for the last 30 years, coming out of the 1960s and 1970s, are reaching the end of their string. The debates about them, while still ferocious, are increasingly sterile. What Karl Rove is trying to do for the Republican Party is set them up for a new century, for new ideas, for new fault lines that exist in American society. It is so important that we as Democrats do the same thing, prepare ourselves for the new world in which we enter, a place where I think the Democratic Party's message is as powerful today as it ever was, but of course needs to be changed with changing circumstances. I appreciate what the New Democratic Network has done for me in my House career. Simon and his staff have been great advocates for my own personal career. But even more than that, I appreciate what they've done and what you have done as supporters of the NDN in helping market the Democratic Party as one that does have vital answers and ideas that confront the rapidly changing, transforming world around us. So thank you for your help to me and to the NDN, and we look forward, along with Attorney General Salazar, to ushering in some new Democrats to the United States Senate. Thank you.
As I campaign across South Dakota, I've been talking about issues of importance to New Democrats. A top priority for me is to ensure that young South Dakotans have opportunities for their futures. It's essential that South Dakota invest in education, infrastructure, science, and high tech to ensure that these economic opportunities exist. These new Democrat themes of making smart investments for economic opportunities are as important for the young people in South Dakota as they are across America. I want to thank the New Democratic Network, Simon Rosenberg, and all of you for your assistance in this campaign. With your help, we'll celebrate a victory together on June 1st.